staffer has alleged that US President Donald Trump won't leave the White House in January despite reportedly losing the election to Joe Biden. The allegations, which emanated from an unverified Twitter account called Rogue POTUS Staff, which is operated by a group known as Anonymous Patriots, also allege that Trump has told aides to write his name on everything in the White House. The accusation was tweeted out on Monday, November 9th, after Trump lost his presidential battle to Joe Biden and claimed it was a rigged election, even though there is not yet any known evidence of widespread voter fraud. Trump has refused to concede and has started lawsuits in the state he lost to Joe Biden. The tweet reads, "Not announced yet, but there will be a press briefing at White House at 3 p.m. today to talk about the president's plan. He will basically be saying that he has no intentions of leaving in January. He's been using the phrase, 'write my name on everything in the room.'" The tweet then adds that the event would be held at White House Monograms in Chevy Chase, a small family-oriented monogramming business. The president has doubled down on his refusal to accept election defeat as his sons Eric and Trump Jr. demanded a manual recount, while his wife Melania told him not to give up. Good. Axios also reported on Monday, November 9th, that Trump is planning campaign-style rallies where he will reveal evidence of voter fraud. According to the Axios report, Trump's campaign was mobilizing its troops for war. One advisor said, "We want to make sure we have an adequate supply of manpower on the ground for man-to-man combat." Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, also claimed on Sunday to have 60 or 70 voter fraud witnesses. On Sunday, Giuliani also told the press conference that Trump was obviously not gonna concede and he will start filing lawsuits today. "I don't know if there's enough evidence to set aside the entire election," the former mayor of New York City said. "Certainly not around the country, maybe in Pennsylvania. In Pittsburgh, we have observers who were for 24 hours kept out of the room or kept away from the room where they were counting the mail-in ballots, which of course are highly suspicious ballots. During that period of time, at least 135,000 ballots were counted." Giuliani explained that ballots came in late in bundles and it looked very much like they were trying to make up the 700,000 difference, referring to Trump's earlier lead in Pennsylvania. He insisted GOP observers in Pittsburgh were kept so far away they had to use binoculars to see the ballots and contend that about 300,000 were not valid. Trump's lawyer said he has a video documenting that plus 50 witnesses. Giuliani added that the team will file a corresponding lawsuit for claims including violating civil rights for conducting an unfair election and violating equal protection by treating Philadelphia and its Pittsburgh different from the rest of the state. He alleged that 450,000 mail-in ballots were separated from envelopes so observers could not tell if they were valid. Okay. Is this Nigeria? This is Nigeria. Is this Nigeria? Because these are the things you hear from from Nigeria election. Of course, in Nigeria election, you hear that some ballot boxes were snatched. But recently, there are ways they go about this sort of thing. You know, I don't think this kind of a thing has been heard in the election, US election. Maybe very, very, very long time. Maybe even if it happened, you know, it's not as really obvious the way Trump is pushing everything. I think the good news for Trump is that he said he has evidence, and they will just go to court. They will go and dig it out. They will go and dig it out. We are waiting for them to dig it out. If it is mandate, definitely he's going to collect it. If not, okay, let him try his popularity and see how it goes, and also to clear his curiosity. I think that's the best thing for him to do. There's no, you know, people always talk on social media, talk on the public, on the pages of newspaper, and that is what is happening. But where the whole thing will be dealt, will be talked about, is in court. He has evidence, let him go and prove it there. Wow, fraud. Okay, really? Well, those desperate to see him out of office will be disappointed. Okay. Supported your fellow Nigeria trader did not understand the strength of 60 to 70 evidences on election fraud. Said by Trump's lawyer, it's going to be tough for Biden. Biden might even go to jail. Really? From where from here we can see evidence of how much more those in America is obvious. Many want Trump out either by crook or hook. Shame unto you people, and he will be making noise on other countries' election. Jonathan is incomparable. Trump is a disgrace to democracy. He should take a leave from Jonathan. Well, go to jail for doing what? I think this person is referring to the person that said Biden might go to jail. Go to jail because of fraud. Is he an electoral official? I I am not surprised that you are talking like a Nigeria, but mind you, America is not Nigeria. Trump is down and out. Electoral officials they cannot compromise. Okay, you are an ignorant. You are ignorant. Do you think it's like a US is like any other country in the world? Isn't democracy that brought him into the White House and was asked to live in the same way? What is wrong with this? Whether he likes it or not, he must leave the White House come January 2021. Okay, we have a supporters from both sides. Well, before the actual voting on the 3rd November, I read here on this place that news about the dead voting in California. And there was a question as to whether the dead can vote. I believe we all read here, and it's internationally known that dead people voted, and even living people were prevented from voting as they were told that they had already voted and were turned away. Wow, Trump should never concede defeat. This is fraud to the highest order. It's such a disgrace. They should explain why windows were blocked with cardboard and Republicans were refused entering during the vote counting. This is very serious and a total disgrace. Really? Okay. We are watching. You think US election is like Nigeria own, where rigging is easy. Trump is only beating Trumpy, and that is why they voted him out. If he believes he was rigged out, what of his own election? In every sample election conducted before his actual election, he lost. Now he's ready to burn down White House because he lost. Let's watch the drama. You don't know what you are talking about. Get your fact right before falling to one of Trump's many lies. You are a true Nigerian. Rigging is allowed in Nigeria because the complainants hardly ever proved his case in court, especially when it's a presidential election. So you're insisting Trump mustn't concede is the Nigerian spirit. Yes, Trump shouldn't concede if he has proved. Okay, of course, of all his allegations, but it will be better for him to save his country from chaos and destruction by considering believing that there is always another time. Okay. How old is Trump now? If he wants to come back again, he will be going to 80 years. Okay, he said he has evidence. So I think that's a good news. That's good news for him. He can just present it there. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Of course, a lot of things have been flying here and there.